Hey everyone, Nick your host here, and thank you for listening to Game Pulse Weekly News, Episode 7. So, I realize I haven't done a Game Pulse in a while, and that's because I had some things come up, like I'm transferring to a new university to complete my bachelor's degree, and I wasn't feeling well the other day. So, my apologies about that. I hope in the future it won't happen again. I can't promise anything, but I hope it won't. And if it does, hopefully I'll get it out before. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Today's June 27th of 2017, and any news that I'll be talking about now is from post E3 till right now. So, obviously, any news that is in the future and hasn't happened yet, I can't cover it. So, without further delay, let's get to it. So, talking about Nintendo here. Some of the biggest news that came out at E3 that was Nintendo news is that developer Psyonix confirmed that Rocket League is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which you probably already know, but the Vice President, Jeremy Dunham, at Psyonix, said that the Switch version will run at 720p with 60 frames a second, whether the console is docked or undocked, even 2-player split screen undocked, or 4-player split screen on a TV. And that is pretty awesome. I'm not big into the whole 30 to 60 frames a second. I'm not a competitive person, and I know competitive play, that is a big deal. But for me, I don't really care. But for the people that do, that's awesome. About Rocket League, the Xbox One X version won't be making any compromises graphically wise. Jeremy Dunham stated that it will run 4K and HDR, and Switch owners can play across platforms with Xbox One and PC users. So that's pretty cool. But unfortunately, Sony isn't wanting to be nice and play with everybody. So until then, only PS4 can play with PS4, and PC can connect to all the other platforms, but the matchmaking lobbies will be split between PS4 and Xbox plus the Switch. Rocket League will be released for the Switch during holiday season, so Christmas or the week before this year of 2017. Right now, it's obviously currently available for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So that's awesome. I got Rocket League for free actually last year in 2016 sometime on PS Plus, and I never really downloaded it until like January of this year because I wasn't really a fan, and I really enjoy the game. So if it's like $20-$30, I may just pick it up so I can play with people that I enjoy. And it's a portable Rocket League. I mean, what's not to like there, you know? So another Nintendo thing, obviously, as we all know, trying to get a Nintendo Switch is hard. Unless if you're one of those lucky people. And Nintendo actually apologized for the shortages of the Switch. Apparently Nintendo didn't anticipate the success of the Switch, unlike the Wii U. So they're trying to get more Switches out. So stay tuned for a Switch coming to a store near you. I know the Washington, D.C. area just got some Switches lately. So if you're up in that area, hopefully you can nab yourself a Switch. As we all know, the E3 talked about a lot, and I probably don't even have to tell you, but Nintendo announced that there will be a Pokemon RPG for the Nintendo Switch. They didn't release any footage or anything, but in a recent interview with Bloomberg, Reggie was asked about the Pokemon Switch, and he confirmed that the game will be this is in quotes, a traditional find battle train type experience, end quotes. So, I'm curious what that all entails. Is it going to be the mainline Pokemon series? Is it going to be like a crossover like Pokemon and Pokken, or maybe it's going to be a whole new game by itself? I have no clue, but hopefully they bring Pokemon games to the Switch. I would very much enjoy that, even if it is the old ones like Oris or Sun and Moon. I would play them again on Switch. I wouldn't care. You know? I don't know about you, but sure, release it all on eShop and there you go. So, the company known as 8-Bit Dough is making a replica Super Nintendo controller built with the system in mind. So this is called the SNES 30 Pro. It features Bluetooth, USB Type-C, rumble vibration, motion controls, and player indicator LEDs. That looks just like a traditional Super Nintendo, and they're also releasing a Super Famicom model. So if you like the Japanese design better, there you go. Both of these are replacements for the Switch Pro controller, and they also work on computer and mobile devices. That's also slated for a holiday season this year. So Christmas time, or Thanksgiving, Black Friday. They are also releasing a NES 30 arcade stick. So it's like the arcades that you would see. It has, an arcade stick and 6 buttons. So for the fighter games like Street Fighter, there you go. You could actually have the feel of being at an arcade, but not at an arcade. So that's pretty nice. They are also releasing a set of speakers called the Twin Cube Stereo speakers. They're wireless and they have an aux input, and the speakers and the NES arcade stick are due out sooner than the SNES style controllers. They're coming this fall. So that's pretty cool. The speakers will definitely give the Switch more audio, which is pretty nice. If you're somewhere maybe, I don't know, at like a park or somewhere where you and a couple friends are playing, there you go. You just blast whatever you're playing, the Switch. Switch music, I don't know. So, moving on to Sony. Gundam Versus. I'm a big Gundam fan, and this sounds pretty cool. But anyways, Gundam Versus gets a trailer showing off all 94 of its playable mobile suit units. So, I looked this up, the images and some videos, and it looks freaking awesome. It's called Gundam Versus. It's on PS4, and it's supposed to release this fall in the West or July in Japan. So next month Japan gets it, and a couple months from now we get it in the States. There's different varieties, including free battle that lets you make your own rules, trial battles for solo missions against the computer, and 10 routes of various difficulties, the ultimate battle, survival mode, and much more. So if you're a Gundam fan, go check it out. It has all of your favorite Gundams in there. I know I saw my favorite Gundam, Death Scythe. Death Scythe. And I believe it has Gundams from all the different series. So maybe this Gundam game will actually make players in America like Gundam games again. Because last time I played a Gundam, it was Gundam Mobile Suit Battle. I believe that's what it's called on the PlayStation. That was a fun game. It was a fighter, but that's the last Gundam game I played. So, Detroit Become Human. It's from the developer Quantum Dream, who made Heavy Rain, which was a fantastic game, and Beyond Two Souls, which is another fantastic game, and Detroit Become Human will launch in 2018. Director David Cage confirmed this. Until now, no release window had ever been mentioned, but at E3, it was mentioned. David Cage said at E3 that it's going to be next year. So next year is 2018, and the game is very much like Heavy Rain. It will focus on the choices that you make and how each one will carry a different consequence for the protagonist going forward. So I played Heavy Rain 3 or 4 times to get the platinum, and that game had a lot of choices, and apparently what they show, Quantic Dream, what they show about Detroit, sounds pretty fun, like, to be honest. I can't wait for it. I like games that have multiple choices, that if you do this, this happens, etc. So I'm looking forward to that. So as you all know, a new Uncharted game's coming out. Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, I believe that's what it's called. Uncharted and The Last of Us studio, Naughty Dog, they were clear that Uncharted 4 was the end of Nathan Drake's story, but Uncharted Lost Legacy was originally going to be DLC, but they added onto it, and it's actually a full-fledged game coming out this year. You play as Nadine from Uncharted 4 and Cole from Uncharted 2, 3, and 4. Well, she's in a multiplayer, so whatever. So you play as a duo, and the video showed us that you play as Cole, and then not Nadine. I don't know if it's gonna swap or what, but that's pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I like Uncharted games a lot, and to have a female approach, that's very interesting. Maybe it'll be like more like Tomb Raider, I don't know. But the whole premise is to find a new ancient artifact. It's called the Tusk of Ganesh. So don't know what that's going to be about, but I can't wait. And I believe it's going to be $40. And I know you can pre-order it on the PlayStation Store right now. So if you are also on the PlayStation Store right now, there are so many sales going on right now. There's a flash sale, there's a mid-year sale, and I forget the other one. So there's tons of games that I can name, but go check out those sales now. There's huge discounts at games like God of War 3 Remastered, Sports Friends, Resident Evil 5 and 6, Borderlands. Remember the sales on the PS4, PS3, and Vita, so go check that out now. Well, moving on to Microsoft. So, Microsoft actually has their own type of sale going on right now. Some of these you have to have Xbox Live Gold, but some are open to all Live members. And if you haven't checked out the sale, go check it out now before it ends. They have lots of games that are on sale this week, and it'll be ending soon, so don't forget to check it out. And also, since it is the last week of June, we will be seeing more free games coming out for Xbox and PlayStation, so stay tuned for that, and I'll let you guys know whenever I do see those free games for July of 2017. So moving on to PC, Steam is also having their Steam Summer Sale, their yearly Steam Summer Sale, and they have tons and tons and tons of games on sale right now. Really good games like Left 4 Dead 2 for $2. They have Saints Row on sale. They have the Steam Link, which basically you could play your Steam games on your TV while not being in the same room. It's linked up through Wi-Fi, and it's $15. It's the cheapest it has ever been. So if you're looking for that, go check it out now. It's actually $35 off, and the sale ends July 5th. So that's pretty awesome. And on the Steam link, games can run up to 1080p and 60 frames a second, but network speed will determine how smooth and sharp your games will look, obviously. So, yeah, that's nice at least. And of course, Steam has special quests available to them. There's these sticker packs that you have to complete daily, I guess, challenges or quests. And some of them are like, go to a community page, play a game and earn an achievement, rate a game, things like that, and you earn a sticker pack. And with those sticker packs, you can actually, like, put the stickers in a sticker book. There's like 10, 12, 15 different sticker books. And I think I'm like halfway done with that. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know what you'll get if you complete them all, but I know I've gotten 3 cards that I can keep and or sell, like normal cards. So, from doing those. So that's pretty nice. On PC, the game will be releasing soon called Killer Instinct, which we all know. It actually was released back in 2016 last year on PC, but it is coming to Steam, I believe, pretty soon. So that's pretty nice. I wonder how that'll be, if there'll be like any mods or whatnot. But yeah, Killer Instinct fans, there you go. So on all consoles, NBC Sports became the latest network to jump on the trend of esports, and it announced that it will be broadcasting a Rocket League tournament. So that is pretty awesome, with Rocket League coming to a Switch, and it will be on NBC Sports. That's crazy. And of course there's prizes and money and all that jazz. Other esports that will be broadcasted will be Heroes of the Storm on ESPN2, Injustice 2 on TBS, and many more, apparently. So that's good to know. But I wonder if it'll be like PS4 only, Xbox only, Switch only, or what. Maybe they'll have different brackets. Maybe they'll have all of them together. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out, I suppose. So, if you are an Overwatch fan, you already know this, and I don't have to tell you, but if you're not an Overwatch fan, well, here we go. So, Overwatch got a new update, and they have tons of improvements to the loot box system, which were discussed in a earlier developer update, as well as the introduction of the player requested highlights. So, and you could also create your own reticles for the game, which is pretty cool. New highlight options, custom games, game browsers, user interface, general maps, and much more have been added to the update. And it seems like this update is appeasing to the fans, which is awesome. Whenever a game and a studio actually listens to the fans, what they want. So if you're an Overwatch fan, go check that out now. It is live right now as I'm talking. So yeah, and if you are also an Overwatch fan, you already know this. So yeah, I'm just talking to a wall here, I guess. I don't know. So, episode Prompto, the next DLC chapter for Final Fantasy 15, will be available on PS4 and Xbox One, starting today, actually, on June 27th. You will be Prompto, and you get separated from the group, and you find yourself alone in an Arctic environment. You will experience Prompto's story, and it will also focus on third-person shooting. So you could use guns like handguns, rifles, rocket launchers, and there's also a scene that you will have like bike riding segment. And a few characters that are also featured in the main game will be cameos. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if the bike riding scene is like Final Fantasy VII with Cloud, you know? I wonder. Maybe it's like an ode to them, you know? And then also another expansion called Comrades is expected to add 4-player co-op featuring all 4 main characters. Square Enix has not set a release date for this add-on yet. E3 2017, a VR fishing game set in Final Fantasy 15 universe was revealed, and that is called Monsters of the Deep. And it's set to launch September 2017 for the PSVR. So that's pretty cool. So AT Games, they are releasing a flashback Sega Genesis console with 85 games built in, like Mortal Kombat, Altered Beast, Golden Axe, and much more, as well as games from the Master System and the Game Gear. It comes with 2 wireless 6-button controllers and a cartridge slot for your old Sega Genesis games to put in. The output is HD at 720p. AT Games released a previous version of the Genesis that had 41 games, so half the amount of games, and they only outputted it in standard. Also, many users also reported that the sound chip was bad, so it seems like the now Sega Genesis console by AT Games had a lot of good upgrades. Like the NES Classic, the Micro Genesis console will allow users to save gameplay, rewind, and scanline filters were also announced. So that's pretty cool. The pricing is set to be around $80 to $90 depending on where you live. So 79.99 euros, 67 pounds, or 87 US dollars. And speaking about Sega, the Sega company has been, and they are planning to release more games. Let me be clear about that. On iOS and Android, you can download right now for free with ads. That's if you want to pay $1.99. It's a one-time payment. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Phantasy Star 2, Comic Zone, Kid Chameleon, and Altered Beast. All 5 of those games are free right now on iOS and Android. This new lineup is what the publisher Sega calls Sega Forever. It's basically a way for them to get their best retro games out there for everybody to play. I don't really recommend playing games like that, like Sonic or Comic Zone or even Altered Beast on a phone or tablet, but if it's the only way you can play them, why not? Whatever, that's fine. And a nice feature is that these games offer modern features like cloud saves, leaderboards, and Bluetooth controller support. So there you go. You can actually play Bluetooth. You could use a Bluetooth controller for your games. So that's pretty awesome. So moving in a whole different direction, Brutal Legend is getting a sequel eventually. Tim Schafer of Double Fine. He was at E3 with Jack Black, and Schafer said that a sequel will happen when the time is right. And he did give fans some hope when he said, "Someday we'll make that game." And he added that Brutal Legend 2 will be an expensive game to make. The original Brutal Legend, published by EA back in 2009, cost around a whopping $25 million to develop. But, with that being said, it does remain Double Fine's best-selling game ever made. So, that may be a good idea for them. I'm just saying. So, another game company, Atari, they announced last week, or the week before, that they are releasing a new console. I don't know why, but it's been 24 years since they released the console. The CEO confirmed that the New York company, Atari, had big plans in the works, and he said, "We're back in the hardware business," end quotes. they revealed something called the Atari Box. It's a wood-paneled something that could be the Atari Box. I don't know. Atari filed for bankruptcy protection in 2013, and the CEO bought the company and made it profitable by focusing on mobile games. So maybe he is going to bring back Atari, which would be kind of cool, but I wonder what they would do. I mean, they didn't have the best games, but I had some good games. Maybe they'll just bring out like a whole like SNES Classic sort of thing, or NES Classic. I don't know. So moving on to movie news, Ron Howard. He's a famous director. He was in Happy Days. You all probably know of Ron Howard. It was confirmed that he is now going to direct the new Star Wars Han Solo film. So that is pretty awesome. He's a good director, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I'm not worried about it. I think he'll do really well, and I think that's a good thing for Ron Howard. Apparently, Ron Howard turned down Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when George Lucas considered offering him the job. So, I wonder if it was because Lucas was over it, or now it's because Disney's over it. So, I don't know. Only they know, I suppose. So, we'll see. And I believe the Han Solo film comes out 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. Next year or two. So, that's it with Game Pulse Weekly News. And thank you for listening. So stay tuned. Thank you and happy gaming.